Hey everyone, Kai once again, and welcome back to the next movie review with back to the Steven Seagal marathon of his directed videos, I would say. So, moving on to the next one, another one from 2009. This time is of The Keeper. Now, the Keeper, although funny thing is, I don't think Steven Seagal he uses a shotgun. It's right here on the front cover. I don't think he doesn't use a shotgun in this movie, so I don't know why they have it on there though. But now the Keeper, you could probably say it's another. You could say it's a decent one that I liked though, because there is no rant in this title, so. You could probably say it's another decent one that I liked, but I don't think it's not as good as the other compared to the other directed video ones he's done that I've liked. I mean, Urban Justice to me is the best one. Then I liked Into the Sun, and I liked Pistol Whipped. But this one is probably the least one of the decent. It's okay average. Even if I want to put it that way, it's okay average. You know, like the other ones I thought were decent. This one I put below okay average. That's how I would describe it. Probably if I thought I would probably make it decent if there was more action in this, because an issue I have with it, there should have been more action in this. But oh well. But yeah, this is not a rant. I mean, it's okay average. Probably slightly above mediocre or time waster, you could say. It's another thing. It's an okay average time waster. That's the best way to describe it. So yes, but I don't hate the movie though. So you could probably make this on another. Probably say this is another one I think I like. You know, and let's put it like say the ones I liked. For what I say is it's Urban Justice. And then we'll say this, and the Pistol Whipped, and then Into the Sun, and then this movie. So yeah, it's okay average time waster. But anyway, this is also directed by Keoni Waxman, who, well, this is the first time he would later use Steven Seagal in his next one, which is the next one after this, called A Dangerous Man. That's the next one he directed after this with Steven Seagal, but that's another review though. But The Keeper. First of all, okay, there is I don't remember seeing a body double for Steven Seagal, which is good. Although there was an ADR voice in the beginning of this movie, but the rest of the movie is Seagal's voice. So like one or two scenes that is not Seagal's voice at the start of the movie. But for the rest of the movie, it's Steven Seagal's voice. Okay. Despite that one thing in the start, though, but still. Okay. And then whatever the fight scenes does happen, I thought they were okay as well. Although the thing is, there should have been more action in this, like I said. But, and some of the characters, like, which I'll get into though, but The Keeper, like I said, okay average time waster, you know. I don't hate it, I don't love it, it's not great at all, it's just okay average. But anyway, into the story, where Steven Seagal, he's a cop, and he has his partner that's with them. They're basically, it's like a drug bust or something, where a deal's going down. And they louse it up, and then his partner is saying, "Hey, let's just, hey, this money is ours. We can take it, right?" And then Steven Seagal goes, "Oh, motherfucker, I thought I knew you." That was kind of, I got a chuckle out of that line he says there. "Motherfucker, I thought I knew you." And then he thinks, "Oh no," the partner's like, "Oh, okay, no, I'm just playing. I'm just kidding, right?" And then when Steven Seagal is not paying attention, the partner goes and shoots him. Of course, he didn't die, though, because, hey, Steven Seagal, because he can't die, right? He can't die. So, but he gets put in the hospital, and then the partner finds out that he's alive, which kind of reminds me from Hard to Kill. He gets shot, but he doesn't get put in a coma in this though. But he gets shot, but he's still alive though, right? But then the Steven Seagal, then his niece comes by, and he goes through her bag, or purse, and then there's a gun in there. I'm like, why does she have a gun in there? I mean, I remember the niece will call herself being a cop or something, or she doesn't have a badge in her bag or whatever. Hey, I'm a cop, But she just happens to have a gun in her purse, right? So Steven, he takes the gun, and when the partner comes back, tries to suffocate him, but then he shoots him. Getting tired of this. Jeez. It's a running gag, bad habit I've done in pretty much every single video. There's never, like I said, there's never a single video where I'm always yawning. It's just a freaking bad habit, and I'm tired of seeing myself doing this on camera. But anyway, then there's a little time skip where we see Steven. He's in physical therapy, and we see him to do some weight lifts. I mean, I think he can use a little more than that, right? If you get what I mean, because like I said before, Steven Seagal, like I said before, you've seen you've heard me make my comments about all that, about how he is nowadays, physically. But and then he retires, and then he gets a call from a friend of his from way back then to look after his daughter, right? So Steven Seagal basically becomes a bodyguard to his friend's daughter. And the guy, the daughter of Steven's friend, I think that she was not... I don't think she was not annoying at all. I think she was... Yeah, she was not annoying at all. She didn't bug me, I think. She didn't bug me in this movie. So... She didn't bug me at all. And then there's this woman who has an asshole boyfriend, bad guy. People are posing as some paparazzi or stuff like that. They try to kidnap her, but she escapes. And while that's going on, Steven Seagal has this guy who was driving him, right? And I think it was a guy's cousin or something. Well, they're messing with him, and then Steven, comes up to the guy's face, and then the guy says, "Hey, what's your problem?" And then Steven Seagal just goes and smacks the shit out of him. Sorry, I don't know why I said crap, but smacks the shit out of him. But he says, "That's my problem, motherfucker." Which that was funny too. He's like, "What's your problem?" That's my problem, motherfucker. It also kind of reminds me that one scene in the Glimmer Man, where he's a fight in a restaurant, and as Brian Cox is watching, and the guy says, when Steven Seagal says, "I have something in my pocket that completely clean up the bruise on your forehead," and the guy says, "What bruise?" "That bruise." So that kind of reminds me of that little scene from the Glimmer Man, "What bruise?" "That bruise." And then the same thing here, like, "What's your problem?" "That's my problem, motherfucker." So I thought that was kind of funny, a little kind of funny too, because it kind of reminded me of that little bit in the Glimmer Man. Which, I say this, like I said before, the Glimmer Man is not as bad people make it out to be. I like the Glimmer Man, because I like with the chemistry between him and Keenan Ivory Wayans, and Bob Gunton's in the movie too. And I like Brian Cox as an actor too. He was decent in that film, when he called him the Glimmer Man. But yeah, but I like the Glimmer Man. It's just that was another, I say, underrated Seagal film, along with Under the Ground and Fire Down Below. It's not as bad as people make it out to be, But yeah. But anyway, getting back with the guy where he smacks him, and they go, "That's my problem, motherfucker." He disarms the guy, and does a little thing where he does, the little wrist twist, you can say. And then he says like, what's this? I don't want to kill you. You know, it's like, because I don't kill children, or I don't kill a child, whatever he said. Because even the guy is not a kid though, but it kind of makes it maybe think like these guys are acting like children, no? So maybe that's why he said that. And so, and by the way, where he's at now, because where he's looking at the guy's daughter is in Texas. So, because it's in Texas, we see Steven Seagal wear this white cowboy hat. I'm like, I mean, do I buy Steven Seagal being a cowboy? I mean, what is it? We're trying to be like a comparative to like Walker Texas Ranger, like Chuck Norris, right? Oh, that's kind of funny. That's a role I've never seen Steven Seagal play. You know, being like a Texas Ranger, right? Because he's like, especially a lot of these direct-to-video movies, he's like either like a CIA agent or a cop or ex-cop, but a lot of times he's CIA or whatever, that kind of official, right? Although that kind of reminds me because I was like, yeah, that's right. We haven't seen him play like a sort of like a little Texas Ranger type of guy, right? Because he's in Texas, he's wearing a cowboy hat, right? I'm like, but the thing is, though, I mean, if you're trying to do it like that, though, I mean, sadly, besides me say he's got nothing on Chuck Norris, you know. I mean, I like Chuck Norris. I mean, he's Walker Texas Ranger. Although I haven't watched Walker Texas Ranger in quite some time now. I mean, a lot of good guest stars star in that show, you know, because I remember Frank Stallone was in one of them. You know, brother to Sylvester Stallone. He was a bad guy in that episode. And but there's been several other guest stars of Walker Texas Ranger. But it's just funny to just see Steven Seagal wearing a cowboy hat, a white one, you know. I'm like, hey, that's, you know, I haven't seen him play a Texas Ranger. That'd be kind of a different kind of character role for Steven Seagal though. But yeah. But anyway, then then Steven's with the daughter, goes to this club. Gets a little more of a tussle with a couple of guys. I mean, he slams one guy on a table, and then even the daughter was kind of impressed with the moves he can do, and he's like, hey, he's like, I like what you did, you know, and he kind of gives a little smile, you know, and also she also recalls that you know, you remember he used to visit her dad, and he gave her this like an umbrella type of thing, and what's the place that he was at? I forget what the name of the place was, but he's like, then he goes and tells her, you're like, hey, maybe next time I'll take you there. But like I said, the girl who plays the daughter of the friend of Seagal's, she didn't bug me. I thought she was not annoying at all. So the actress who played the daughter, I thought she was decent. And then there's the men that try to kidnap her, and there's the Steven to chase after him in this car, so you got a car chase, and then Steven, he throws a knife into a guy's neck, and then he gets arrested, but he gets let go. And then he fights with another guy where he breaks the guy's neck. I mean, where the action happens is decent. I just wish there was a little bit more. That's an issue I have with the movie is that I think I wish it could have been more action. And then he beats this one guy, and then you get this one who goes to this other place where he really with the knife goes and stabs the crap out of one guy. I'm like, ooh. I'm like, once again, leaves kind of like the brutality that Seagal had from back then, you know, from back in his movies. Although there was that one, I forget which one it was, where there was this one incident where I forget what movie. I reviewed so many of these movies. I forget so many things. So where he did remind me of the old Seagal where we did these brutal scenes, you know. We just like take the knife and just go. I'm like, damn. And also there was some, and also when upon breaking one guy's neck, he shoots two guys, and you do see some practical blood squids, which I do appreciate. always appreciate that over than CGI blood. But yeah, but he shoots two guys, some nice practical blood squibs, and just breaks one guy's neck, and then just where he goes in town is on this one, just goes with a knife, just go stab, 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 I'm like, damn. Okay, you're bringing me back to that old, another instance where I'm coming back to bring back to the old Seagal with that brutality, And then he kills a couple more with a sniper rifle, and beats some more guys up, and then you get this one where he does like this, right, to a guy right here on the throat. He does like this, right in a guy's throat. But from the sound effect though, it made it seem like he maybe just dug right into the guy's throat, or just did it to break the guy's windpipe, right? I mean, you see some blood coming out of here though, but you don't see no blood on Seagal's hand though. So I don't think he's not that powerful to dig his hand right into the guy's throat though. But although in the first Under Siege film, he did rip a guy's throat, I was just go. But when he did like this though, you're like. But it made it sound like it didn't show much. It made it sound like did it go in the guy's throat, or just did to break the windpipe, right? But you don't see it once again. If we did go in this guy's throat, you would have saw blood in his hand, right? So I think it's the clear indication that he just did this, and then just broke the guy's windpipe. But the simple the sound effect makes it sound like And then by the end, the asshole boyfriend of the daughter, right? Not much happens to him, It was like a very underwhelming for this guy, because the guy was such a dick, But the guy just ends up getting arrested. That's it. I'm like, I wish he would have got a better comeuppance from Steven Seagal. I wish Steven Seagal could have just fucked him up even more, He did something, Just beat the shit out of him with his fist, or hey, stab some people like he did from before with multiple hits. The guy should have deserved better. Should deserve more instead of just getting arrested, But yeah, but overall though, the Keeper. Like I said, it was okay average, like I said. I mean, other than the one or two lines that was at the start of the movie, that was ADR though, but the rest of it was Seagal's voice. I didn't see no body doubles. That was good. You get some good practical blood squibs, which I always do appreciate. Like that brutality that we did, just go and stab and stab and stab. Kind of remind me from back from his Golden films, or some of the Strange Lies dialogue just reminds me from at least the one line he says kind of remind me from the Glimmer Man. I was like, what's the problem? Yeah, that's the problem, motherfucker. And then just remind me from the Glimmer Man. What bruise? That bruise. Or yeah, so got a couple of good lines, decent lines that Seagal made me chuckle. Like from the beginning with his turncoat partner. It's like, hey, I thought I knew you, motherfucker. And so wherever the action is there, it's decent enough. I mean, I wish the problem is I wish there would have been more action in the movie. Like he just beat up a couple of guys and does a turn wrist or wrist twist, you could say. He slams the guy against the table and like he said, stabs a couple of people over and over again, and then like I said, I don't know why the shotgun is on the cover. He doesn't use a shotgun, for what I remember, at all. The girl, the dog who plays the daughter, was not annoying. She didn't bug me at all. But the guy who was her boyfriend just gets arrested. I mean, the guy should deserve a lot worse. But the Keeper, like I said, it was okay average. Like I said, it's not a rant though. Like I said, if it's not a rant, you can say I did kind of like it. Yes. But it's much below than the ones like from what I like from like Urban Justice, Pistol Whipped, and Into the Sun. But you can say that this would be you can say this would probably rank 4th. You can say. So yeah, you can say another one that's not a rant. Okay. But like I say, it's only okay average. It's not great. I don't hate it. It's below decent, you know. The other ones I mentioned are decent. This is like just below it, okay average. Time waster, you can say. But like the positives, like it's, you know, you can take more of the positives than the negatives, you can say. But the Keeper I thought was, like I said, other than just could have been more action, you know. It's funny, but the other ones, when the action's there is decent. I mean, with Steven Seagal, I don't think he was. I think he was okay in the movie. You know, I mean, like yeah, sure, like I said, we got shot though, but he doesn't die because, like I said, Steven Seagal, he's just. He always thinks he's invincible. He's not. He thinks to think, oh, because he's in Texas, he has to wear a cowboy hat. You know, but he trying to be like Walker Texas Ranger. I mean, although that would be a cool, bit of different kind of role for the character. You know, be it who was a former Texas Ranger. You know. Instead of always just being CIA all the time or a cop all the time, you know. Although you can say Texas Ranger is kind of a cop, though, but still. But, yeah. The Keeper, I would say, yeah. I can say I kind of like it. It's not, otherwise, if it would have been a rant, it would be in the title, it would be in there, but it's not, though. So you can say, you probably say this is the fourth one that I do like, you say. So Steven Seagal, I don't think he was not that bad. I would say the daughter, like I say, she didn't bug me. She was not annoying or irritating. But the Keeper I thought was decent. Well, not decent. No, it's okay average. The ones are different. The ones I said were decent were Urban Justice, Pistol Whipped, and Into the Sun. But yeah, that's my review of the Keeper. Thanks for watching. Stay tuned for the next one, and we'll see you next time. Later.